Okay, so if I have to describe my life in three parts, first phase is what I call the musical phase.
What are the things one has to go through? What are the pain points or the good things as a consultant?
So I had reached out to, at that time, 2006 or 7, 2006 I think, world's biggest company was Nokia. Now it's gone, but that was Nokia.
Yeah.
And I said, I want to work for Nokia.
At least 2-3 mentors in life whom you can look up to and ask, because whatever pain point you are going through, they would have gone through. Hi everyone, today we have Sachin in the house. He's an old dear friend of mine. I think most of the viewers were not born when we used to play cricket. That was back in early 90s. We are the millennial kids, if I may call ourselves that. But more importantly, today we'll speak about his school, college life briefly, but very importantly, what if you're wanting to make a career into consulting, you should keep in mind. If you're wanting to build a B2B SaaS platform on your own, things to keep in mind. As an early stage founder, things to keep in mind. And very, very, very importantly, the impact, uses, and why should one continuously network and learn. These are the two things, network and learn together. So a lot of these topics would be touched upon today. Don't miss any portion. And towards the end, please do drop a comment. Sachin would be more than happy to comment on any of those things. And if you want to network with him also, or if you're looking at connecting with him, drop a comment, Sachin, and I would get back to you on those. Welcome, Sachin.
Thank you, Vaibhav. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. So if I split your life into three parts, I think you'd mentioned once. How do you name these three parts?
Okay, so if I have to describe my life in three parts, first phase is what I call the musical phase. That's where it's primarily my education, starting from school to my engineering and then the MBA. So it was all back to back. I didn't take a break between engineering and MBA as well. So yeah, I mean, it was now, like I'm 45 now, so it feels, if I looking back in the hindsight, it feels like it was the best time, because we always, we always used to enjoy, have fun with our friends. We used to play, and we used to do a lot of activities, right?
Okay.
Even during school, college, one thing which was common across these was I was involved always in a lot of co-curricular activities throughout, and that foundation was set in St. Paul's. I think I'm really thankful to the school environment which we got in St. Paul's.
Right.
Yeah. So other than studies, we participated in everything, like all kinds of sports or stage activities, dramas, dance, or debates, everything. Yeah, so that's where we started. And then even in engineering college, I was the coordinator of, at that point there was no state level festival for MBM. So I was at MBM Engineering College.
Right.
So me and a couple of my friends, and by the way, all of those were ex-St. Paul's. Our group, we started the college festival.
Right.
And it's still going on after 25 years, but we did the first college festival, which was a state level at that time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was called Scintilla.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was the convener of that. I worked closely with the, again, I had mentorship from some of our professors who were like, still really go and meet them whenever we can. Yeah, so that was MBM. And then XIMB, again MBA, right? MBA is all about activities. So in fact, when I was topper in a way in school and MBM, but when I went to MBA, when I went to XIM, I was actually not, I was in the bottom 10, I think. So that was a drastic change for me. Yeah, in the musical phase, because that was like when I realized that, okay, life is not just limited to Jodhpur, there are things outside. And you got people from all over India, you get bright minds, you get different kind of people, culture is different. Yeah.
So you would have got a great exposure when you reached XIM Bhubaneswar, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
A lot of colleges, especially of national level, have got hostel rivalry and hostel things. Which hostel were you from and what was the scene?
Yeah, so also that was my first hostel experience.
Okay.
So the first 21 years or 23 years of my life, I was in Jodhpur, right? School and college. But when I went to SIMB, The first shock which I got was the hostel life. So every hostel, there were 4 blocks there, I think A, B, C, D, and I was part of the C block. I was in the C block. In fact, we see the top floor of the C block, and we had a very closed network there. Like there was some rivalry amongst the different blocks.
Right.
So you will see people competing for. No, there were college festivals and all which were there, but even day-to-day basis, there was you will see like some, and people never sleep in MBA. That's one of the things. So in night, people are going to the cafe, and every day there used to be something or the other. Yeah, one thing which I recall, it was the first time I really got through the ragging process in the hostel.
Right.
Yeah, because coming from MBM, it was all very cool because I was localite and I had a lot of friends. But I went there, that's when I got okay, this is how people can be. Yeah.
The taste of ragging for the first time.
First time, yeah.
In fact, now that you're seeing this, and we will discuss your corporate career exposure and everything.
Yeah.
You were amongst the top 5 in Jodhpur in your engineering, and you chose MBM.
Yeah.
You also got through IIT.
Yes.
On hindsight, what are your thoughts of skipping IIT, and what is it a failure thought, success thought? What was the thought why you chose MBM over IIT?
Yeah, actually I was stupid. So see, that's what it is, right? The life is just it's never like black and white. Even when we look at failure or success,
right?
Even in school, we were always taught that okay, you have to be in top, you have to be in top, you never fail, never fail. But now I feel that we should allow people to fail sometimes.
Right.
So because success and failure is relative, that's what I feel, right? What is success to me might be failure for someone else. Right?
Correct.
Yeah. Even in nowadays, if I look at my business, for my business, a project might be very successful, but the same size of project for a big company might be, "Arey, ye kya hai? Chota sa project leke aaye ho, kya hai?"
Correct.
So the metrics are different, right? So coming back to what happened then is like I was, yes, I did clear IIT JEE along with my 12th.
Correct.
I was very fortunate to have very good mentors who were my teachers here. And but yeah, I mean, at that point I thought, I got a rank which is like, it was so at that time there were only 3,200 seats in IIT.
Right.
And I got 3,132 or something, some rank, which was like towards the end. So I thought, it's a failure, in a sense, like IIT mein achhe se rank nahi aaya, let me try again next year. And I quit that seat. I didn't join.
Oh.
Yeah, and meanwhile I got a very good rank in the Rajasthan PET, and I decided, okay, let's join MBM. So that was how the decision was made. In the hindsight, I feel now it's okay. We've still done okay, not bad.
No, you've done phenomenally.
Yeah, but the life might have been different. Maybe I would have gone to IIT, maybe I would have gone to US to do masters, and again, different life would have been there.
Yeah.
You never know, right? Yeah. So, now, so in the hindsight, I feel that whatever happens for the good.
Yeah, that's always, so hindsight is always known as the rear view mirror effect. While driving. It's very clear, but on your corporate career, what kind of exposure, if let's say people who are watching and are aspiring to be consultants, and you had around 15 years of consulting life, what are the things one has to go through? What are the pain points or the good things as a consultant?
Yeah, so I call it the wanderer phase. That's the second phase of my life. 15 years from 2003 to 2018.
Right.
And that's when so my job has always been with consulting. After I did my MBA, I joined TCS, then I was with PwC, I was with KPMG, I was with Accenture. So those are the 4 companies I worked with. And the experience has been phenomenal because I was a wanderer. I was a Banjara. And coming from Rajasthan, I used to be a Banjara, and I used to travel around the world. My job at TCS took me to my first overseas trip. So I went to Singapore, I went to Australia, New Zealand.
Right.
Back in 2005, I went to New Zealand. It was like, कहाँ आ गए यार, खाली ज़मीन है, कोई लोग नहीं है.
अभी भी खाली जमीन है.
अभी भी खाली है. Then I went to UK. I was in UK for a year with TCS, and the exposure, when you meet people from different cultures there, you meet people from different companies, and you realize that your knowledge is so limited. The world is open, and as much as knowledge as you can assume, the better it is. So I was able to accumulate a lot of that knowledge and make good relationships. That's most important. So even today, my first boss at TCS, I'll give you an example. My first boss at TCS, so TCS, my base location was Bangalore. Okay. After a few months, I was sent to UK, but the base was in Bangalore. The boss who was there in Bangalore, I met him last month in Bangalore.
Lovely.
Yeah, after like 15 years. And when I met him, he asked me, Sachin, what's going on? I said, now I'm an entrepreneur, I have my own company. And he actually introduced me to some of his clients in US. So life, it's, I feel that it's all about relationships. So that what I got at the Wanderer phase is, I would say, the exposures, the relationships which I have built, whether it was at TCS, Accenture, KPMG, all my ex-colleagues, the mentors which I made in these companies, they are still mentors. And that's what I think I would like to say, people who aspire to be consultants, like identify and make good mentors. There are people who have so much knowledge. Okay. And one thing which I've learned is never be hesitant to ask for help. Never be hesitant. Actually, people are there, they appreciate that someone is asking, even if they are strangers to you, it's okay to go and find what will happen. They'll say no, right? But at least ask for help. I'll give you another example. I was at just 2 years into my career. Okay, and I was working in UK at that time, and I was working, I was doing well, but I still had aspiration that I should work for some better, bigger brands within the TCS ecosystem. So I reached out to, at that time, 2006 or 2006, I think, world's biggest company was Nokia.
Nokia.
Now it's gone, but that was Nokia.
Yeah.
And I said, I want to work for Nokia. And TCS client tha. Okay. So I reached out to the client director who was in US. I just cold called him. Internally within TCS, I cold call him that I am so-and-so, I'm working in UK for this energy account, but I want to join the Nokia account. It was like just an arrow in the dark.
And you got it.
I got it. Then that exposure took me to so many countries around Asia. I was telling you, New Zealand, Australia, all that was for Nokia project.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So if I wouldn't have reached out, I wouldn't have got that opportunity. Okay, so that's my learning in consulting. Reach out, do not hesitate. And the more you reach out, the more exposure you get, the more confidence you will gain. Yeah.
So over here, I will add to our story of podcasts, and a shout out to Tejesh, who's our CTO. He got after my life to make sure we are making podcasts. We were wanting to make it for a long time, but it didn't happen. And that sense of inertia, that whom do I talk to and everything. And you also spoke about mentoring. So both the things are super critical to me. I have this firm belief that one should have at least 2, 3 or maybe more, but at least 2, 3 mentors in life whom you can look up to and ask, because whatever pain point you are going through, they would have gone through.
Absolutely.
So you have to ask and don't be reluctant or shy and accepting that you don't know something. No one knows everything.
No one knows everything. No one is perfect.
No one is perfect.
No one is perfect.
And that led me to shoot my first series of podcast episodes. So first podcast episodes were shot with people whom I could have been reluctant asking, sir, can you please come and talk to me and we'll do a shooting an episode and things. Some of them could not manage in the first go because they were traveling. They came in the second go.
But when you asked, they came.
They came.
Right?
Yeah. In fact, there is a gentleman, Mr. Satish Pillai. He came. He is now going ahead and doing something which is phenomenal. He is talking to around 15, 16 people who know me. And now he's going to do a podcast where he'll talk to me about my life.
Awesome.
There is a gentleman called Neeraj Sinha. Shot with him, one of my ex-bosses. Again, spoke to him. He said, definitely, I'll do it for you. And he went to this level that one of the series of podcasts was later shot in his house. He said, why don't you use my house as a studio in Bombay, because you save some money instead of hiring a studio. There's a big shout out to another mentor / ex-boss of mine, Mr. Vikas Agnihotri. He was ex-MD of Google India, ex-operating partner at SoftBank Ventures. Someone who's super senior, very busy in his schedule, and slightly reluctant, but he came. And not only did he come, since the time he shot the podcast, he has given me at least 15, 20 very important inputs. How to shoot, how to promote, how to do what you have to do. This is the mistake you are doing, or this is where you are missing out. No one is perfect.
Correct. Exactly. So we have to accept that. And I think that's very important. Even I have that experience, just like you. Whenever I travel a lot. Now, even in my current job, my entrepreneurship. And when I travel, I always try, if I'm going to a new city, I will go and find my ex-colleagues, my ex-bosses, whom we have worked with, and they are so proud to meet us.
Absolutely.
Most of them are so happy. Arey, you've done well, amazing thing, and then they'll give some inputs, because, like you said, we might miss out on things, right? And then they'll help. Always, people are ready to help. So that's why I think mentors is important to have. And that's what keeps us going.
Also, what I've realized while shooting all these episodes, now more than 15 episodes have been shot. Although it's a 30-minute kind of an episode, but before the shooting, and we just saw it right now, you end up spending an hour before the shooting doing camera, light adjustments are happening, and you talk to the person. You're gaining so much of information, knowledge, and it's, both of us are in the same city, but we rarely meet.
Similarly, we don't get to meet.
We don't get to meet. Similarly, when I'm meeting these very senior people, I don't get to spend an hour with them together. But spending an hour and a half with someone, you learn so much, and they end up actually giving you more than what is expected.
I really like this concept, and for sure, I will take this back to my business also. I'll think about doing our own podcast series also. It's amazing.
This is amazing.
That gives you an opportunity to talk to the people whom you want to spend time with.
Absolutely. And you learn so much from them. There's another friend of mine called Mayank who had come in one of the podcasts, and we shot here in Jodhpur only. So we learned so much about a lot of other things. So if I keep on naming each and every one, I've learned, I think I can write a book on whatever we are learning in these podcasts. These experiences. Now, if we jump into your entrepreneurial journey, I think that's what is the most exciting portion since 2018. Plus, a lot of viewers of ours are founders. They're still not very sure whether they do B2B, B2C, B2B SaaS, what should it be done? Should they go into bootstrap mode? Should we go into VC funding? Should they raise some angel round? What should they do? What are your tips as a successful entrepreneur on this B2B side?
Okay, so after I did a good stint with the companies I mentioned, my last job with Accenture in Singapore, I was settled in Singapore with my family. The third phase, what I call now, is I would say roller coaster phase, right? It's entrepreneurship. So it's all ups and downs. Actually, it was accidental. I didn't really plan in advance that I will be an entrepreneur. That's how. But that's the first step. That's the first learning, that things happen.
Accidentally in love.
For
entrepreneurship.
In entrepreneurship. And then, of course, once you are an entrepreneur, a lot of things happen. So it just keeps adding. But like I mentioned, having good mentors, having good relationships, that helps a lot, right? So when I was at Accenture, I identified certain opportunities, just like you, right? You also started Inca when you identified the opportunity that there is a lack of education. So same thing when I was at Accenture, we used to go out to our clients, we used to talk about process automation, right? That was my domain. And I realized there were a lot of clients who could not afford large consulting companies like Accenture, KPMG. And there was that space where a smaller boutique consulting can come in and help. And I had spent almost 5 years with automation platform called ServiceNow. And I saw the space there. I saw the opportunity for sure. So when I say accidental, it doesn't mean that I just jumped into it. I did see an opportunity, but I was not like कैसे करना है, कब करना है, maybe sometimes कभी करेंगे, वो उस मोड में थे. But like a lot of people who might be your viewers, I have my parents in a tier 3 city in India.
Correct.
So one of the major decisions was that I wanted to be closer to my parents, and I want my kids to spend time with their grandparents.
Yeah.
So that was one of the major emotional reason, I would say, right? It was not really a practical reason.
Correct.
Like, what's the point? Now you are in Singapore. You're seeing your customers are in Singapore, but you
Yeah.
want to go back to India, right? So जब मैंने ये बोला ना मेरे
Yeah.
वहाँ पे सिंगापुर में फ्रेंड्स को, या
Yeah.
बोले पागल है क्या तू, यहीं पे कर ले, वहाँ क्यों जा रहा है?
Correct.
But I still took the leap of faith. I said नहीं, जाना तो है, but I'll manage it from Jodhpur.
Right.
That was like, I think it's a very different route. Not many people take that.
Correct.
Even if they start, they will start in the place where your customer is, right?
Correct.
But I thought, no, I trust my relationships. I have some clients, some of my known people whom I can onboard remotely. Let's start.
All right.
And good thing about being in Jodhpur is my costs initially were very low because I was staying in my parents' house. I was working from home, right? Bootstrapped hai, koi baat nahi. I started getting clients. From day one, we had projects. We started helping them as my own. I started doing on my own. I was consulting them,
Correct.
right? And slowly, then I hired my own team. Like first 3 years, it was all remote team. There was no
Right.
employee full-time in any office.
Okay.
All my employees were remote.
Right.
Yeah, I used to travel. I used to go to Singapore every month, and that's how I managed. So, and we are in a B2B business. The thing about B2B is there is no like we have to do direct sales and a lot of campaigns. We didn't do that initially. We grew. We were what I call slow and steady.
Right.
हम लोग slow and steady हैं. It's been 8 years now.
Right.
So most of my customers, it's all referral based. It's all based on relationships. I reached out to my ex-bosses, my ex-colleagues, my ex-clients, my network. Okay, and they were happy, like I said previously. You reach out, you ask people, you talk to them. You never know what they need.
Correct.
Okay, so some of my ex-bosses also referred us some clients. That's how we started, slowly and steadily. But these are all good projects. We within first year we did almost 3 or 4 projects within the first year. And that's started the ball rolling. Yeah. So B2B में मेरा suggestion यही है कि it will always be relationship based.
So what I've realized from your points in B2B, if I have to sum up, is relationship based.
Yes.
2, if you can keep your cost low in the beginning at least,
Yes.
benefits
Which is very
you.
important. Yes.
So then you don't need to raise any capital.
Correct.
3 is the fact that founder needs to be the first salesperson.
Yes. Sales, delivery, सब
Sales,
कुछ.
delivery, everything.
Yeah.
So from peon to the delivery to the CEO,
Yes.
the founder has to
Everything.
lead.
Yes.
And 4th, very importantly, is summing up, be open, ask for help,
Yes.
connect with people, and other 3 will automatically happen.
Correct. So that's most important because whenever you are starting, businesses are uncertain. That is the base. Business is always uncertain. I had a very good year in 2023, but 2024 went down a bit because the market was bad.
Right.
Again, 2025 we are seeing some excellent projects. So it's ups and downs always. Okay. So, but yeah, I mean, as long as we keep reaching out, that's what matters, and never be afraid of change.
Right.
Change is one thing. So even at this stage, I'm learning new things every day. Okay, and that's what I tell my team also, that today we might. In fact, we ourselves have changed because the market has changed. Now
Correct.
with AI coming in, we are now building AI agents. I never thought about it 2 years back. कि
Right.
मैं ये करूँगा. So I have to do it based on the market,
Right.
right? Yeah. So in fact, I was in a session yesterday learning about how to configure MCP servers.
Oh, wow.
So ये every day we have to learn, even if it's a CEO हो या analyst हो, सबको learn करना चाहिए. तो वो एक learning mindset has to be there, and never be afraid of change. Never be afraid of change, क्योंकि lot of customers also they cannot control, right? कि आज वो काम है कल नहीं होगा उनके पास या कुछ नया काम होगा, तो we have to be open to those things.
You've got a very successful XIM entrepreneurial WhatsApp group.
Yes.
Community,
yeah.
Very successful one. It's an old college and everything.
Yeah.
What has your feedback been on referral or business from there, or that you have kept aside from all this?
I have not tapped much into it, but I'm part of the community, and definitely when I look at that community, it's amazing. Some people, they do so many different kinds of businesses.
Correct.
So some of them are into agri business, some have their fashion stores, some are IT people like me.
Correct.
So many different variations of businesses people are doing, and वो variation देख के confidence आता है. अरे यार देखो क्या क्या लोग कर रहे हैं. Some people have done amazingly well. In fact, all of them who are on that entrepreneur group, we look up to them. So yeah, I'm not directly like getting business from those, but the community helps. It helps. Yeah, and if they always reply if we need anything. For example, I opened a Bangalore office recently.
Right.
So I reached out to the Bangalore folks that do you know any good space? They'll always reply. They'll help us. Even if I'm recruiting and if I'm putting some referral posts, people will reply. So that's how the community helps.
I've also, because my co-founder is from your college.
Yeah.
He praises a lot about how interactive and active overall the community is.
Yes.
So there's something like a regular thing happening.
Correct.
How have you been able to manage? Because a lot of college WhatsApp groups don't do that. They open and then they die out. Okay. So how has XIM Bhubaneswar community, what is it as a secret sauce, if I may ask?
I don't know. I think a lot of people are in that community are good friends.
Okay.
Because I think many entrepreneurs are from the same batches.
Okay.
Yeah. So especially the senior ones. So I recall from 1991 batch, there are a lot of entrepreneurs, and they are our super seniors, right?
Right.
And they are the ones who started that community. So they are so together friends. So I think it helps. And then the culture has kind of helped us. Yeah, now the new generation we keep adding. Yeah.
So basically, it's important to have certain people from groups contribute and others will pick it up from there. That's very interesting.
And they keep meeting also, like people who are in Bangalore, Bhubaneswar, Delhi, Bombay. Right. They do have regular meetups.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they try to do that. So that also helps.
That's also interesting, because if people meet, it grows up a lot.
Yes. Obviously, the face-to-face catch-up is always, it gives good rapport.
Yeah. Face-to-face is a very touchy topic, because we are also remote, and I put my team sometimes under pressure by saying, please keep the cameras on.
Yes.
If you don't have the cameras on, hi Tejish. If you don't have the cameras on, half the fun of the meeting goes.
Yes.
Especially in remote.
Yes. Yeah. So we have been trying to do that. Like that's why I travel. Like sometimes I have to travel just to meet the team. I'll go meet them, and then at least we have some FaceTime.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now that you moved from a salaried to an entrepreneurial job, are you drawing salaries? Are you not drawing salaries? Or are the salaries haphazard? What is the scene on your salary slips?
No, we are not drawing. I'm not drawing any salary from my business.
Yeah.
So as of now, yes, if any bank or insurance company will ask me, like, can you give me salary slips? For myself, I don't have.
Right.
Yeah. So that might be a challenge in getting insurance, I think.
That's one of the things a lot of entrepreneurs come asking us that, we want to take term plan, we want to take loans, we want to take credit cards. A lot of banks reject. Insurance companies say that you need salary slips for term plans especially. We have built something with Bajaj Life known as Incapreneur, where either your company's valuation or a lot of other surrogates are used, and we totally remove the requirement of salary slips. Yes, financial documentation is done, but it's without salary slips, because there are over 5.5 crore Indians who are not drawing salaries but are worth something with respect to insurance. Right. Insurability, if I may say.
Yeah.
Mutual funds are okay. In fact, ULIPs, which are, or maybe, saving linked insurance plans you can take. But when it comes to pure term plan, salary slips is one of the biggest roadblocks which we see.
Right.
And,
That's useful, I think.
yeah, and that's the reason we have actually created a total new subsect out of Inca called Incapreneur, and there's a website called incapreneur.com.
Okay.
Barring our own website of incasure.com, where we are only addressing this specific need. And that's actually, it started with some of my, so we are backed by Antler, and some of my Antler backed friends wanting to take insurance. And that's when we realized that even if you're VC backed, even if you're doing phenomenally good, even if you've done maybe Series A, B, because you're not drawing either salaries, or your salaries are not comparable to what you would have actually gone in the market. So if you were continuing, let's say, with Accenture and drawing a decent amount, is not what you would
Now
draw
what
from
I
your
won't
company.
draw from my own company.
Yeah. So therefore, your insurability, and that's where Incapreneur actually comes into play. From there, Sachin, if I may move on to, what are your thoughts on the remote structure that you have built? How good, how bad, or what are your thoughts?
There are pros and cons, I would say. I think obviously the first pro is that we were able to maintain a low cost structure because we didn't set up offices in different cities.
Right.
So we managed to have people working remotely, and because we are on a B2B SaaS, it's accessible. All we need is internet connection.
Correct.
And then as long as work is getting done, I'm okay, right? I think I don't care where you're working from. But as we grow, initially when we were like 5, 10, 15 people, it was okay. But as we grow, now we are 40, plus we have 6 in Singapore, so 46 people total.
Right.
Sometimes it becomes a challenge to coordinate things between the team members.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I started a Bangalore office recently. Right. So I think I've managed with a smaller team. I think it's okay. Right. But as we grow, I think we do need a hybrid model. I'm in favor of hybrid. We don't need to really have 100% in office setup. But hybrid is always good to have a mix of both. So you can be online when you want, but just do some offline meetings to have the face-to-face connect. It always helps. Even with our clients, once in a while go and meet them. It will calm things down a little bit. Otherwise, it's very formal, right? Yeah.
So you were talking that sometimes you need to actually calm down your customers before you started the thing.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on making sure the customers are happy and satisfied?
Yeah, I just came from this morning. I told you I had an escalation call.
Right.
So, and that's a day-to-day job. So as a leadership, we tell our clients that feel free to call us anytime. I think you also had an ad, call the CEO.
Call the CEO, yeah.
So I tend to do the same with my clients. It's not like B2C, but I tell clients that feel free to call me anytime for anything.
Right.
So that personal connect is very, very important. Yeah, because sometimes things are not in control. Especially in a large enterprise, there are a lot of moving parts, there are a lot of dependencies, right? So let's say I'm working with HR team, but IT team did something which is impacting our project overall.
Correct.
Even the HR guy may not have control over it, right? And now my project manager may get a wrong feedback from the customers, like things are not moving. That's when those kind of things, they'll escalate, right? This is very common in projects. Right. So this is basically project management. And that's what I've learned in my consulting career, how to manage projects, right? So again, that learning is helpful. So project management, of course, you have the different paperwork which is there, right? You have to have the plan for your projects. But I think relationships is what helps. So when we have these kind of customers, we talk to them and we try to find a solution. Right. Okay, we understand we are all on the same team here. The objective is to get some success, right? So how do we achieve those objectives? So that's how we kind of, and then usually it works, right?
Absolutely.
So just one call and then, okay, Sachin, just do it. I said, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. We give that personal assurance. I think that's what. Yeah.
Thank you, Sachin. Before we wrap up, I will just say 2-3 things so that we can conclude with all the points.
Yeah.
As a B2B SaaS founder, very important to build relationships, very important to have mentors, very important to keep the cost low. When you're a smaller organization, you can be remote. As you grow, hybrid could be something you are looking at. You've also mentioned very importantly that relationships in the long term are super important, and one has to be available, especially as a CEO.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to be out there with the customer, talking and making sure they are comfortable.
Yeah.
Also, we touched upon, as a founder, you have got salary not being taken and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
And the most important thing and the most exciting thing for me in this discussion was your hostel life and
Yeah.
C-top is what I understand. So you had a C-top,
from
C
C-top.
middle, C bottom, or what
Yeah.
was this thing?
Yeah, C top, C middle, and C ground. Yeah.
So three floors were there that way.
Three floors.
Okay. So I'm sure your college and LM of XIMB Bhubaneswar would be very happy
C top classmates.
C-top classmates would be very happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Thank
think
you.
topper in top comes automatically to you. So that's the way.
No, thank you very much. And I think, like I said, my key message to everyone who is listening is never stop learning, because that's what even now we are doing. And even if I'm 60 years old, I'll keep learning. So that's something which keeps us going. Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, never stop learning. And we just extending one more line on that. I was watching Vinod Khosla's interview recently, and he said that at 70, the best thing I've learned is the ability to learn. So it's not about learning Python or learning financial management or learning surgery or learning anything.
Correct.
If you can learn how to learn,
Absolutely.
that's the best thing we can do.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
but
true.
Thank you.
That's true. Thank you very
Sachin.
much.
We'll do one more session later.
Thanks.